What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Figure It Out of the Basement's Black Series Talk Show. I'm Nate, joined with Justin.
What's up, guys?
And today we're going to be giving you our brutally honest thoughts about the Black Series.
Our honest thoughts. A state of the union, if you will.
That's right. We feel like the time has come.
Yeah, we're approaching a new year. Might as well do a state of the line. Our true honest thoughts. Hit like. Subscribe if you are new. We are always talking about the Black Series here on the channel. Nate, I did a tally. I have picked up 45 individual figures from this line in 2025. 45 is quite a bit. What was your number?
Mine was 66, which just increased today, the day of filming, because I found that stupid freaking Director Krennic for $12.50. So 66 Black Series pickups this year.
And that's counting 2 packs, counting as 2 figures. Same with buying multiples. Like I bought multiple 501st, Magna Guards, Commando droids.
Right.
So I'm factoring all that into that number.
Same.
I think that's a pretty decent amount.
Yeah, I would say so. It doesn't feel like it was that many, but then when you go back and look,
Right.
I'm like, oh, wow, okay, I guess so.
Yeah. So we just wanted to give our honest thoughts about the state of the line, kind of like a pros and cons fashion. But just to kick things off, overall, I'm very happy with the current state of this line.
Definitely. It's not perfect, and we will absolutely get into that within this episode. But generally speaking, yes, I think Black Series is in probably the best place it's ever been. There's lots of good reasons to go over that we're going to discuss.
Which I do think what is most important to us is actually the strongest feature of modern Black Series, and that is character variety. The character variety is genuinely the best it's ever been. Like, without a single doubt in my mind.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we've touched bases with the original trilogy, the prequel trilogy, Clone Wars, Rebels. The EU has seen a big push this year with tons of highly desirable characters finally making their way to the line. And also, gaming as well has seen quite a few figures.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen so many new prequel film characters this year. It's not all just Clone Wars. And I love that. I mean, I love Clone Wars, but I love theatrical prequel figures as well. And I mean, we got Sebulba, Shaak Ti, Barriss Offee, Luminara Unduli. We got figures like the Commando droid, Savage Opress, the Jedi Temple Guard, a couple different Sidious figures.
Right.
We have newly tooled Anakin and Obi-Wan in the line.
True.
So prequel fans are eating really well. And then we also got a really healthy amount of A New Hope Star Wars 77 redos.
Right. Yeah, and that's another thing that we were really happy to see. You can kind of tie that into with Anakin and Obi-Wan. We just got a lot of great updates this year to some old figures. Let's face it, blue line, orange line, even a lot of red line figures do not hold up to this day, and we frankly needed new versions of them, as there is plenty of new collectors joining in the Black Series all the time, believe it or not. So it's great to have those main characters back, and they did such a fantastic job with the updates.
And like you said, we also, have a pretty shifted focus to EU as well. We have figures like Prince Shizor, Dash Rendar, Kyle Katarn is coming up. Same with the Royal Guard, Luke, Again, we say this all the time, but figures we never thought we would see in this line, especially as longtime collectors. So I really do think character variety is at its peak, at the absolute best I've ever seen collecting this line, which is over 10 years now.
Hands down. Absolutely agree with you. The selection is fantastic. We've also seen the Black Series branch out into some brand new territory for Hasbro in general with wired soft goods capes. We got 2 this year. We got one with the Ronin, and the other was with that fantastic Darth Vader included in the Bespin Duel set.
Yeah, and people will be like, really, guys? McFarlane includes them all the time and this and that. But I think it's notable because not even Marvel Legends has wired soft goods ever. I don't think any Marvel Legend figure, G.I. Joe even, or anything has had wired soft goods. So it is a big deal for this line specifically.
Yeah. And so far, the two that they've done are just fantastic. I can't wait to see what other characters they bring with wired capes.
Absolutely. And kind of in that same vein, like, there have been some advancements engineering-wise. Like, obviously, modern Black Series articulation is pretty consistent across the board, but, I mean, we did see, like, where the lower part of the arm is, like, moving independently of the wrist and hand, and it's, like, on its own ball joint in the sleeve.
Right.
Like Anakin.
Yep.
And that Luke.
Right.
And Obi-Wan too, right? Or maybe not Obi-Wan.
Yes, Obi-Wan as well.
Yeah, so that's a pretty cool feature. I think they've done that before, but it was, like, a lot more common this year.
Absolutely. And it's really great for articulation, great for posing. It also helps maintain the look of the sleeve, and it looks like an actual sleeve because it's not moving with the entire arm. It's just really great stuff there.
Yeah, and we even had a Black Series first, as far as on the topic of engineering, with a figure like the Stranger, which has an alternate, not only an alternate head, but an alternate neck.
Yeah. That
comes out. That is a Black Series first, and it does so much for the proportions of the head sculpt. The hair was able to get sculpted properly, and the photoreal looks amazing. Please continue that trend. I hope it becomes a trend with just alternate helmeted heads.
Even though there weren't many deluxe figures this year, the ones we got, with the exception of Kalnaka, let's be fair, felt really deluxe and truly special. SM33, loaded up with paint, has a really fantastic, fun gimmick where he can extend his body out.
Yeah, the engineering on SM33 was crazy, and I agree. He actually feels deluxe, as well as Savage. I know not everyone agrees with that one, but Savage, to me, he's a tall boy. His articulation is still great, and the addition of the battle axe was totally unexpected. I think he looks great overall, nice soft goods, and details on him. I love Savage, so, like, you're right with the exception of Kalnaka. I will say Deluxe actually kind of felt Deluxe this year, with a little asterisk there because we were paying $33.99 for Deluxe at the time. Now it's, like, closer to 40, even above 40 on Pulse, like 43. That's ridiculous. So we might reevaluate that in 2026.
Right. We mentioned it a little bit as well too, but the vignette sets, we've got 3 this year. We got Peak, which was SDCC, Anakin, Obi-Wan duel on Mustafar. Then we've got Great, which was Luke and Vader Bespin duel. And then we got
ultimately disappointing.
Yeah, the Mace Windu and Chancellor Palpatine.
Yes, Supreme Chancellor.
Chancellor Palpatine 2-pack. This is a great idea. Something that Justin and I really didn't campaign too much for in the Black Series, especially since we're pretty big into 3D printing. We thought that kind of stuff had been covered. But Hasbro showed us, no, this stuff is essential for your shelf.
It was crazy. We've said it before, but the stream where Brandon just kept pulling out more stuff. Alt heads, alt hands, multiple blades for each character, the clash effect, the pegs, the bases, the lava, the little worker droid. That set is literally the coolest thing they've ever released in this line.
Right.
Both figures were newly sculpted as well. The Vader and Luke, I think it's amazing as well. I love just the little contained diorama pieces. They're so condensed, so it's not like a shelf killer.
Oh, yeah, because, I mean, just take one look at the Landspeeder Luke print of the Bespin Duel set.
True. And
you will see that thing is a shelf annihilator. So I love that they're taking the scenes. They're not doing super 100% screen accurate versions, but they're doing condensed versions that look close enough to where your mind's eye knows what you're looking at.
I would also say the overall quality on these figures, at least the ones that we pick up because we are not completionists,
right?
The quality is pretty universal. Of the 45 figures that I picked up this year, I was only truly disappointed in like maybe 3.
Yeah, that's fair. There's really not that many.
Maybe 4.
There's really not that many disappointments. The line is so consistent that
Right.
I feel like even a meh figure is still pretty good at the end of the day. It just has some things holding it back, you know?
Right. So I get the articulation argument, like, oh, we're losing articulation. But what I will say is the articulation itself is still consistent. Like, we still get the really deep cut elbows. We still get butterfly joints. They're sort of improving on the hip joints, getting more range with that swivel, even though, of course, they have been phasing out thigh swivel since 2023, which we'll talk about in the cons. The photoreal applications are still pretty decent for the most part. There's a few misses. There's a lot of hitters, just like any other year. So what I will say is the quality of the figures, in our opinion at least, has remained like pretty consistent. I love the ball jointed wrists. I hope they continue those. They added boot swivel a lot this year, which I'm like, I could take it or leave it on boot swivel.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
We also saw the return this year of one of our favorite paint application techniques, and that is the wash.
Yeah, it's not on every figure, so we're not saying that.
It's not even on a majority of figures.
But in comparison to years past, we used to get 0 washes. There was a time where people would actually get annoyed with us because you would point out, oh, this figure needs a wash in every review. But this is why we advocate for change. Because now, at least a few figures this year have had washes, whether it be all over the figure like Bespin Luke, or in the hair like Anakin, or, you know, any of those other examples. We love it. It just, that technique brings out the sculpted details so well.
Yeah, I think Sebulba benefits greatly from the wash on his face as well. It gets into all the cracks and crevices and brings that sculpt to life. Just imagine if we got Bespin Luke and he didn't have a wash on him, and he's got all these rips and tears and everything, and then he's just clean.
Right.
Like no dirt, no nothing on him. So we might have been crazy for banging the drum for washes for years, but I feel like someone heard us.
Maybe, yeah. And lastly, we gotta dance on some graves a little bit. Because, ladies and gentlemen, it seems like Carbonized, Credit Collection, and now Holocom Collection are dead. And not only are they seemingly dead, it looks like they finally started listening to the community and they started doing more in-universe repaints, smarter repaints. We still have work to do with the smarter repaint thing.
We're getting there, though.
But even their other high reuse gimmick line, which is the holiday collection, started seeing a lot more creativity put into it.
Right.
So I'm taking that as a win. There's more in-universe repaints, and the holiday figures that we do get are at the very least more creative. But Carbonized, Credit Collection, Holocom,
keep them dead, keep them buried. Please only give us in-universe stuff. And while the Holocom was a good idea, the main issue is that we need like solid sculpts with like light piping drilled through them. Translating a Black Series figure into a translucent blue piece of plastic that has joints, and the soft goods were really weird on like Vader and stuff where light doesn't pass through that. It just doesn't work.
Yeah, it wasn't made for it.
Yeah, so if we wanted to revisit Holocom, it would literally have to be like specific sculpts. Something like this.
Yeah.
A hollow
I was going to say,
3D
look how hollow
print.
that is.
Nothing on the inside.
Yeah, so ultimately, the pros outweigh the cons for me. There's a few duds throughout the year, but for the most part, I was very satisfied with 2025. And like I said, I am just a character-driven collector. If it's not from a movie, show, video game that I like, I'm not going to be buying it. So, like, yeah, there's probably some terrible figures that I just didn't pick up, so when I don't pick up a figure, it just doesn't bother me if it's bad because I didn't pick it up.
Right.
I mean, is that crazy?
No,
I just pass and just move on?
I don't think that it's crazy to ignore figures you don't like. I don't even think it's all that crazy to acknowledge a figure having flaws, but then still in general liking the figure and recommending it.
Yeah.
Because it's just action figures. I don't think it's all that serious. Yeah. It's just the Black Series is a line of pretty good action figures. Some of them are great, but I would say in general, pretty good across the board. Mm-hmm. So, with that being said, let's talk about some of the cons of the line.
Let's do it. The people who think we're shills and we just endlessly glaze Hasbro, they only listen to that first half of the video, and now the people who think we're too negative and too toxic, they're only going to listen to this half.
They skip to the end. Yeah. Somehow the YouTube video has like the skip right there, and they just click right to it.
We recommend that you just skip to this point.
Yeah.
So now it's time for the toxic, negative, angry toy YouTuber.
I hate the Black Series and Hasbro sucks.
One of the biggest cons of modern Black Series is the continued removal of thigh swivel, but there's a few asterisks here. They started doing this in 2023, so like, is this a 2025 specific issue?
No.
Kind of, but
I think the problem is this year it's just super apparent because almost every new sculpt figure.
Oh gosh, like that Cassian, both Cassians, but specifically the test pilot Cassian.
It's like,
yeah, same with Han.
Ugh.
The new Han, even though it's ultimately a good figure, I wish it had thigh swivel. And not that I'm saying this figure needed thigh swivel, but like the leg articulation on the commando droids was like crazy terrible. There's a little caveat, though, a little asterisk, because another recent trend they've been doing is sculpting entirely brand new figures with the exception of the upper thigh, and it gives them thigh swivel.
Yeah.
Like that new fan channel wave that's coming out, Kyle Katarn, Quinlan Voss, 4 bangers, and I can't name the other 2. Kyle Katarn, Quinlan Voss, Seventh Sister, and Dooku. They all have thigh swivel. I don't know. The Stranger has thigh swivel. Like, it's crazy.
And that's what I was going to say is maybe those Acolyte figures were actually good for something at the end of the day because they all had thigh swivel. And seemingly a lot of these figures are reusing those kind of basic, plain-looking thighs that pretty much can pass off for any kind of clothing. Mm-hmm. But I'm down for it.
Luminara, Unduli, Shakti, and Barris all had thigh swivel as well.
They throw it way back. They got double knees.
And double knees. And they're covered by soft goods, so the reuse makes sense.
Yep.
So there's a little asterisk with that. We love thigh swivel. Bring back thigh swivel. I don't care about the cut. I don't care about the line. I care about natural movement of the leg because rotating the knees is not the answer. And boot swivel, it's not. It makes it look even more unnatural to me.
Absolutely. And
I don't know.
And toe articulation? What are we doing? If we're going for the removal of thigh swivel, the thought behind it is the aesthetic purpose. Mm-hmm. Toe hinges look way worse in terms of making something look realistic or not like an action figure. Mm-hmm. Boba Fett's going to have a giant toe hinge on his foot.
I don't know.
I don't get it. I don't get the removal of thigh swivel, but then adding boot swivel and toe hinges and stuff like that makes no sense to me. This next con also started last year, but it's really been brought to a head this year, and that is the removal of silver paint on all lightsaber hilts. Now, there are a few exceptions throughout the year where a few figures still maintained that silver base coat, but by and large, we've seen the removal of the silver base coat. They'll still put black paint or red paint or gold paint on the hilt, but silver paint, just not in the budget anymore.
Yeah, like the new Sidious figure, a lot of the new Jedi figures, like Dooku, and I mean, there's so many examples. Savage, and
and the Jedi Dooku, which is technically a next year figure, but you can straight up see the peg.
Yeah, the blue translucent plastic of the lightsaber blade.
It just makes these figures look a little low budget. There's something to
Yeah.
be said that since the beginning of the line, all lightsabers have been silver. That's just been a thing. That is like a given, just baseline detail about the Black Series.
Mm-hmm.
But we're getting that removed, and it makes the lightsaber hilts look bad. Savage's hilt looks bad. It looks cheap.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like he's holding a toy lightsaber, which I get it because he's a toy. And this is some real like meta Toy Story thing.
You are a toy.
But we collect these figures because they're a premium, not high end, but a premium adult collectible focused product. So we want these things to look pretty accurate to how they appear on screen.
Mm-hmm.
My Savage is standing on my shelf right now with a Fisher-Price lightsaber in his hand. Why?
Yep. I think that's my biggest problem for this year.
Yeah.
Because, like, the thigh swivel thing has been happening for years at this point. As far as, like, new Hasbro behaviors, I think just casting the lightsaber hilts in that dull gray, unpainted plastic is my biggest issue, actually.
Yeah, it's disappointing. I think they need to get back to painting that silver base coat, especially if, we're going to be paying even more for these figures.
True. Very soon. Well, now even.
Yeah, I was going to say it's already happened,
Yeah.
but seemingly silver base coat is on its way out, which is disappointing.
Yeah. Bring it back, Hasbro. Now, this next one. I just wrote too many mid 2-packs. The mid 2-packs are becoming too common. And I would even throw in the term hostage pack as kind of a killing two birds with one stone thing. A combination of 2-packs where it's like casual bait, but it's just an excuse to use like really old sculpts, like the Obi-Wan 2-pack that comes with the 2020 Walgreens
Right.
212th. I'm like, come on, put the 212th on that 2023 sculpt. Old Anakin with old Rex from 2017, 2018. And then the hostage packs.
Right.
Oh, you want Darth Sidious? I am the Senate look? Well, you gotta buy your 6th Mace Windu. Oh, you want this really cool Royal Guard Luke Skywalker? You gotta buy this Princess Leia. Or vice versa, if you're like me and you actually really want that Leia, but then you're gonna be stuck with like some Legends, whatever it is. I know it's from Shadows of the Empire. Shut your mouth. It's too frequent.
Yeah.
What was that Clone Commando where he just has like poop?
The Christmas
it's like
one?
Christmas junk on him. And
Urban camo?
Urban Assault,
Yeah.
Delta... I was going to say Delta Squad. The Clone Commando from Battlefront. And then it's like a training B1 battle droid.
Right.
Where it's like there's so many more repaints they could have done for a droid. I just feel like there's too many of those. Too many of those just nothing burger 2-packs.
Right. It's funny, I was watching the awards show from last year in anticipation for this year's upcoming Black Series Awards, and we were talking about how hype the 2-packs were, and man, how quickly they fell off a cliff.
Because there's so many now, too.
In 2024, I bought every single 2-pack that came out that year, and this year I think I bought maybe 5.
You mean you didn't buy the Shore Trooper and Death Trooper Specialist from 2016 2-pack that they're releasing almost 10 years later?
No!
Yeah, so just a little too many of those duds. Just
Yeah, let's get
nothing burgers.
Let's get a little bit smarter with the characters that we're putting in the 2-packs together. Let's think more like that awesome Clone Trooper Ahsoka 2-pack from last year, where it's genuinely an army builder 2-pack, and less like Obi-Wan with a Clone Trooper
from 2020.
From 2020.
Yeah,
exactly.
Agreed. And the last thing I'll throw in there, because you have to say it as a Black Series con, general lack of accessories.
Yep.
It's been a thing since Wave 2 of Orange Line, though, which I feel like a lot of people forget. Go look at Greedo. Comes with the blast. Everyone loves to point out the first, like, few figures. It was, like, the first 3 figures. Even in Orange Line, Wave 2 onward is coming with significantly less than Wave 1.
Right.
And everyone just, like, latches on to this, we used to get alternate heads all the time. We used to get alternate hands. And I'm like, it was, like, 1 or 2 figures.
Yeah.
It's 2 figures in the entire Orange Line.
if you need a refresher, now's the time to watch
Yes.
what we've got made in the Black Series retrospective series that we've done on the channel. If you want to look back and see what the Black Series was really like, not your rose-colored glasses version of the Black Series,
Yes.
check out those videos.
Yeah. And I mean, if the new fan channel wave is anything to go by, like, we have alternate blades in there. We have alt heads on Dooku. We have, like, 2 different looks for Seventh Sister. Like, I think we're slowly but surely making some progress. But I will acknowledge they are locking a lot of these surplus of accessories. Like, I appreciate the surplus of accessories in these, like, big sets.
Mm-hmm.
But they are locked behind very expensive con-exclusive sets.
Right.
And in the case of SDCC, extremely limited at that.
Right.
To where everyone was willing to bite the bullet, but nobody could.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, those are our pros and cons.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love the Black Series.
Like I said before we got into the cons, though, I think the Black Series is in a great place. We've got amazing character selection. We've got pretty consistently good figures across the board. Yes, there are nitpicks, but there's nitpicks in every action figure line. I feel like Black Series often, and maybe it's just because that's like our main line, but I feel like it kind of gets criticized a lot more than your other lines of action figures, and definitely Hasbro lines. I mean, I feel like Marvel Legends is guilty of a lot of stuff that Black Series does, but people don't care because it's Spider-Man.
I mean, I've literally seen people criticize Black Series for one thing, but then another line will be guilty of it, and they'll be like, yo, that's fire.
Yep.
But I'm like, wait a second, why aren't you calling that company and that toy line out for the exact same thing that you're complaining about with TBS?
That's true.
Because it's all just like, if you like it, you're just going to like it. And if you don't like something, you're going to be like, yeah, it's slop, it's garbage, they're removing thigh swivel, photoreal sucks, blah, blah, blah. Like, it's all just a preference at the end of the day, man.
That's true. As we've always said on the channel, you like what you like, buy what you like, pass on what you don't, and just move along. It's a lot better when you focus on these great action figures that you do have and you really like versus focusing on the stuff that you don't like.
Agreed.
And with that being said, that's all we've got for you on this week's episode of Figure It Out. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to leave a like. Subscribe if you're new. We're always talking about Star Wars, the Black Series here on the channel. If you are in a position to help support us directly, we do also offer a couple different channel membership tiers. Check those out in the description down below. And while you're there, click the link to join that Discord. That one is totally free. You just got to make an account. It's a great place to get connected with us and other like-minded members of the community. As always, we got to give a huge shout out and a special thank you to all of our current channel members. Your continued support is truly appreciated. And thank you to everyone else out there for watching. I'm Nate. I've been joined with Justin.
See you guys later.
And we will see you all next time on Out of the Basement.